So it's December 30th. I'm at the West End Gun Club, and as you can see, it's raining, which is why I came out. I wanted to get some shooting done in the rain, simply because I kind of just wanted to have some footage for some stock footage while I'm in the rain. Unfortunately, one of the things I forgot to bring, I was packing light today. I just brought my ammo, my rifle, a pistol, and some targetry stuff, but I forgot my memory card for my audio recorder, my standalone audio recorder. So I don't have my lav mic on me, or my lav mic I can't use my lav mic mobily away from the camera, so the audio is gonna be a little sketchy today, but it is what it is. So it's the end of the year, very close to the end of the year, so hope everyone had a decent Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever you celebrate. I've been doing a lot of cleaning at home. So I've been trying to throw out a bunch of old stuff, trying to reorganize my gear. And today I brought my AR, but I also found some old 77 grain loads that I kind of made to duplicate the original MK262 Mod 0 loads. And it's gonna be running hot. They're 25.2 grains of Varget with a 77 grain Match King, which is really hot. But the problem is I'm using a Winchester small rifle primer back when I didn't know any better. And so those things will pierce the Winchester small rifle primers will pierce in an AR. They have the tendency to do that, which is why I don't use Winchester small rifle primers in the AR at all. I always stick with bench rest primers, Remington 7.5s, or even just Magnum primers because they got thicker cups. So I brought a small kit of spare firing pins, so if I do pierce a primer, at least I can replace a firing pin if I mess up my firing pin on my AR with those loads. Just a little quick aside to the parts kit I'm talking about. This is the spare parts that I usually keep in my range cart back when I was still shooting high power, and it has a bunch of spare firing pins, some spare gas rings, a spare bolt cam pin, a spare complete bolts, and that usually ties me over in the event that I need to replace a bolt part when I'm at a match. But so I took this out of my range cart, which I don't really use anymore, and I brought it today in case I need a firing pin. So hopefully you can hear me with the raindrops hitting this metal overhang that's above me, this shade or cover, given that I don't have my lavalier mic. But one thing I wanted to bring up is last vlog I had mentioned that California had passed the magazine ban for anything over 10 round capacity, and that was supposed to go into effect on January 1st, 2017. I'm actually mistaken. There was some other little nuances that were taking place, but that got canceled out. But the law doesn't go into effect till July 1st, 2017. So you can still enjoy your 30 round AR mags if you're in California for another 6 months or so, at least until they figure out how to either repeal it or override it, but I don't see that happening. So you have 6 months to just cry about it while you still have your mags. But it should be a nice day today. It's raining as much as I'd hoped, and sorry, I had to close my truck bed, but it's raining as well as I'd hoped. I didn't want it to rain too heavy, but just enough where I can still do some shooting and get some video footage for some stock video I was going to put together. But it looks like a good day. There's one match taking place at Pendleton next weekend, not this weekend, but the next weekend, that I want to go to, at least the Sunday portion of the long range match. They're actually going to do, instead of the 3x1000 on Sunday, they're going to do an 800, 900, and 1000 yard match, which is what we usually call the Palma Course of Fire. What that means is they shoot 15 rounds at each 800, 15 rounds at 900, and 15 rounds at 1000 for record, with unlimited sighters, I think, on each firing line, within the time limit, of course. But that should be a nice match for any of you in SoCal who haven't shot long range much or don't at all and kind of want to get a zero, and that'll give you an opportunity to get a zero at not just 1000 yards, but you can do 800 and 900 yard zeros, so you at least get an idea of how your ammo is performing and what your drop-offs are like. So definitely check that out if you're interested. You have to register online at the SMG website or Santa Margarita Gun Club website. by Wednesday night, 1800 hours. The weekend, the Wednesday prior to the match weekend. So because they need to get you on the list if you don't have a military ID card, you need to get on the approved list that the club submits to the base so you can get in. But that should be a good match. So hopefully I can get out to that because I do want to test out my Remington 700, the 308 at 800 and 900 yards to see how it performs there and what my zeros are. I'm going to cheese out today and go with my leg rig simply because it's going to be easier to get to my mags from the leg than from my belt line. This is the Costa Ludus leg rig sold by HSGI. I think they call it something else now after, I'm not sure if Chris Costa is associated with the rig anymore. But this was originally, I guess, something he collaborated with HSGI on. And it works pretty well. I think it's nice to be able to slap on some magazine holsters to your body without having to take your belt off and stuff. Granted, there's other ways to do it now with speed clips or some sort of quick attach clips that they can attach to MOLLE capable gear like the HSGI tacos. But this works well enough for me, so I've kept it. I actually wrote a review of it a couple years back, so check it out if you haven't seen it or read it yet. I think it works great, so that's why I kept it. And it's an easy way to keep magazines here, so I can keep them off my belt line. So I have this one with the 2 rifle mags and then 2 pistol mags and then a center admin type mag pouch of some sort. That's what I run. So I'm just going to quickly attach my GoPro mount from Voitech Industries or Weaponry. I can't remember. I wrote a review of it. It's on my blog, but it's a really good GoPro mount. And then I'm using my Fix-It sticks, which if you've probably already seen them in other vlogs, but I love the Fix-It sticks. They're a great multi-tool. I think these are very useful in all scenarios, especially considering the portability. You can theoretically carry 4 bits on a T-handle tool in your pocket without any issue. And then if you want to add extra bits, you can do that. So I really like the Fix-It sticks. And definitely check it out. I have a review of the Fix-It sticks on my blog, oaktragedy.net. I'll link to that in the range vlog description. So it looks like the primers are okay. Not seeing any piercing, but I'm definitely seeing extractor marks or ejector marks. The primers aren't completely flat. I mean, they're not flattened. So I think we're okay. Could be colder weather is helping out that load, so it's not too hot today as far as the temperature and then the cartridge is concerned. But given that Varget is pretty temperature insensitive, maybe it's not a factor. Here we go. If you can see here, I just popped the primer out. I didn't pierce it, but the primers are popping out of the brass, so it's showing it's pretty hot. But I had that problem back when I first loaded these up with the Winchester primers. They were backing out and falling into the lower, causing jams, and I had to clear it out of the trigger. So while I tried to show you these primers from that hot 77 grain load while it was raining, but here's a under the shade or undercover view of the brass. That was the one that popped out significantly. You can tell that, and you can see, probably you can see on this video if it focuses, there's a lot of hard extractor marks on the head of the brass. So this is definitely a hot load, and this brass is pretty much one and done. I would not want to reload this brass because the primer pockets are probably enlarged quite a bit by this point in time. So the rain's let up a little bit and the sun is sort of just like kind of coming through the clouds a little bit, but hoping the rain picks up back up again, because the reason why I wanted to come out and shoot is because it was raining. So SHOT Show is actually coming up in about just 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks roughly. So I'll be going to that, and that should be a good time. I've been going to that for the past 8 or 9 years or so. I'm not going to do video. I don't think I'll do video. I've never done video on the floor before, and I kind of avoided that simply because it's just a pain without a video crew, and sort of vlogging on the video floor is just, I don't know, some people can do it, but I just don't want the hassle of people constantly questioning, oh yeah, do you have your media pass? Why are you recording video here? It's bad enough with just doing still photos, which is what I usually do. I take a lot of still photos and I do a report of SHOT Show, various things I've seen, some of the trends I've noticed as far as the SHOT Show for that given year. So I still do that, and I'll publish that article. I usually publish a multi-piece article or a report after I get back from the SHOT Show. So I usually kind of give you piecemeal, like discuss 3 or 4 points or topics or whatnot, publish that, and I'll do another part. And I usually do several parts to my after action report from SHOT Show. So expect that when I get back. Don't expect any video. I may or may not try to shoot any video, but I usually don't. So the rain's pretty much let up. The sun's been creeping out a little bit. I don't know if these clouds behind me are gonna bring more rain, but I'm not gonna stick around to find out. I was wanting to shoot more in the rain, but I don't have time today because I gotta go do other stuff before the new year. So I'm gonna finish off a couple more mags and pack up all my gear and get out. So as far as 2016 is concerned, this is pretty much my last range vlog. I'm not going to come out on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. Well, New Year's Eve is the last day of the 2016, so this is probably my last range vlog for this year. And then as far as next year is concerned, I have the 2nd off that Monday. I may come out and shoot, but I'm trying to go to the 800/900/1000 Palma Course of Fire, that long range match at Camp Pendleton on January 8th. So that'll probably be my next range vlog and the first one for 2017. If not, I might, if I don't plan on going to that match or things change, then I'll try to do at least a range visit sometime in January, just a general range visit. As far as the range vlogs for this year, again, this is probably my last range vlog for 2016. Today and tomorrow I got some stuff to do. I need to clean out a bunch of more crap that I'm trying to get rid of. I've been throwing out a lot of stuff, been donating some stuff to Goodwill, but there's some shooting related gear that I kind of want to give away. So I've got a lot of stuff from SHOT Show, pins, hats and stuff that I don't want to toss out, but I kind of just want to give away. So I'm probably going to package all that stuff up in sort of giveaway boxes, and maybe I'll post a video, like a little short video clip, or talk about it in the next range vlog, or post something on my website as far as how I'm going to give that stuff away. But look for that. I've got a lot of stuff accumulated. Geisley hats, some White Oak Armament t-shirts. I've got a bunch of other stuff that I don't use that are still in the wrapper. So look for that to happen. I'm going to try to give that stuff away. Anyway, again, I'm going to finish off these last couple mags that I have loaded. And I guess that's it for this range vlog. Today is December 30th, 2016 at the West End Gun Club. Hope everyone out there has a happy new year, a safe new year. Thanks for watching.